Hey, everybody. Happy Halloween. I'll move over here and block out that overhead light there.
Happy Halloween.
Look, it's
Halloween one.
It's Raph. Raph.
Michelangelo.
Oh, this was back when they were all red? Or is that orange?
No,
they were all red for a while. Cool, Mikey. I'd say something, but it would be a spoiler for a storyline, so I'm not going to do that.
I got my costume on.
Yeah, me too. I see you guys went all out with the backdrop and everything.
Oh yeah. Hey, even my QC inspector dressed up for Halloween. He's going as the black eye. Look, he's even got his little.
Oh, there you go. Nice. That's just terrible. That's terrible.
I was gonna get a letter P and put on him. That way, it'd be a black eye P. But I couldn't find a P to put on there, so he's just the black eye.
Just a black eye. That's enough, isn't it?
I actually I think I'm gonna leave him this way. Don't they look menacing? Ooh.
Nice.
I don't know. I can't see him. It's too dark.
Too dark.
Well, he can see you.
Oh, jeez.
All right. And that's the end of the show, folks.
Yep,
He may not be able to hear you, but he can see you.
That's all we got for this week. Other than as of Friday, Hasbro did in fact invent a way to get even more tons of money out of us because
Of course they did.
that was sorry, that's flat out irresistible, right? I mean, seriously,
100%.
we're talking about the Vamp. For those of you that don't know, that one.
Wait, time out. Before we get into that, I got something I want to say.
Yep.
I want to thank everyone that went out to the trunk or treat the other day and represented our group. Fantastic job. Dave, Amy, Emmeett, and Silas Bryant. John, Nancy, and Marshall. They did a great job. I want to thank them. I got a few pictures I just want to share with the group of these guys and what they did. There's Dave and his wife, Amy. For y'all that don't know her. Fantastic people. Get to know them. They're great. And there they are. Amy and John handing out candy and playing games with the kids. There's another representing the group as always. Great job. That's not who our guys. But anyway,
Spoiler alert.
I just want to say thank you to you guys, and I appreciate everything y'all did.
Oh, we had a great time.
Oh, I had a ball. I love giving that candy to them kids. That was just too.
Yeah, we ran out of candy.
Yeah.
John was just shoveling the candy out big time. He was really into it.
I thought you was just to say he was shoveling it in big time.
No, Emmeett was doing that.
Yeah. Well, that was the crazy thing. Emmeett was over to his left where the kids were coming in, and because they were all double dipping because Emmett's handed out candy, and then they get to John, and John's handing out candy. It's like, oh, nice.
Yeah, that Nancy cleaned the van out today. There was all kind of candy wrappers back in that corner where Emmeett was sitting at. No wonder we run out of candy.
I couldn't imagine.
Now I know why he was sitting there with that drink kind of over his head, the banner.
Yeah, right.
I gotta take this hood off. This hot on there. I mean, how many kids do you think you guys handed candy out that night?
Oh, it was over 100 easy.
Oh, easily, yeah, easily.
Nice.
Yeah, I was going to say at least 150 kids.
There were,
awesome.
Gosh, they were. I don't know, at least probably a dozen Batmans. They were at least a half a dozen Marios. A bunch of Disney princesses. I don't know how many of those there were. Ghostface. I bet there was probably 20 ghost kids dressed as Ghostface.
Yeah.
A couple of them had like the mask where it squirt blood or had blood flowing around them and all that was kind of
wow.
And this, but
I'll date myself here. I don't know if you guys ever saw that cartoon or not, but there was at least one diaper man there that needed a change. So,
yeah.
so
John have another accident.
What's that?
I said, did John have another accident?
Oh no, it wasn't John, because John looked at me and I looked at him at the same time, and it's like, wait a second. Fertilizer truck just go by, because it was pretty.
Yeah, we got some unusual smells going on there. So
Yep.
one point or another, but
But it was a great time. I mean,
there was one little kid, probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years old, dressed as the Hulk. And I told him, I said, before I give you candy, I got to say, you Hulk. And he was sitting there like, yeah. And I thought he was fixing to have an accident. I said, okay, that's good. That's good. He was really putting
yeah, he got into it there for a second. Had to turn him off quick before it got bad. It was a good time. It was actually a good time. Jeez, we were there for over 4 hours.
Yeah. From the time we got set up till we got finished.
So it was cool.
We hated to have missed it, but my wife had her homecoming reunion.
That's all good.
Our reunion, so she had to go and be seen.
Yeah, that's all good.
But I'm glad you guys were there and represented our group. Very, very good job.
Yay. Yep. Thanks for inviting us. It was a good time. It actually was. So, and the boys had fun, and Amy had fun, and Nancy had fun, and Marshall and the boys had fun, and it was just a good time all the way around. So
that's what it's about, having a good time.
Yep. And it got hot. That sun got hot all of a sudden. Poor Nancy's in that sock monkey get up, and I think she was sweating so bad. I think she was 4 inches shorter by the end of the night, because it was hot. That sun was hot too. So, but we had fun. So,
yeah, we're going over to the trick or treat thing Tuesday night over in Piedmont, where they block off like the downtown Piedmont there, and they have all the shops set up. And
that's cool.
And that's looking like it's going to be in the 50s, in the low 50s, so it might get a little cool then. So
yeah, it won't be bad.
It feels more like Halloween though when it's cool. It was too hot. Yeah,
it was hot. Cool. Nope. Fun was had by all, as they say, right?
Awesome. All right. The subject at hand, then, I guess.
Yep. There it is. For those, I guarantee you, everybody's seen the video by now. And last I checked this afternoon, it is still not sold out. So I'm beginning to think that this puppy is being made to order.
Well, you could order as many as you wanted.
Up to 20.
So, I mean, that's awesome. So
it is awesome.
They're going to let it fly.
Yep. And it is awesome.
This is not going to be a exclusive. It's going to be a general release. For stores are going to be selling these too. So,
eventually, specialty shops definitely. So,
I thought they said it was a Pulse exclusive.
I bet you these things hit, as much as they're letting them fly right now. I bet you they hit Walmarts and Targets and everything.
But did they not say Pulse exclusive?
They did say Pulse exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, but we know how that goes.
Yeah, well,
you'll see the Tiger Sting and the
Yep.
Probably see the Stinger. If this sells, I think it's probably testing. See how well they're going to sell.
The body style and possibilities with this thing is limitless.
It really is, yes.
I mean, you're going to get Stingers, everything.
They'll probably release the Vamp Mark II for general release, I bet. And have Clutch in his tan outfit.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, if it sells really well, I bet. I'm like you though. I think they're making the order right now for not going to be out until May, and there's no limit on how many you can order right now.
We're all looking at pictures and stuff. We see the cookies. Everybody always sees that. What's everybody's thought on that in the background right there in the corner?
I can't tell. A lot of people.
I can't either.
Stinger, but
I think it's going to be a Stinger.
You think? With just a single turret on the top like that?
That's not the front. That's not the front end of the ferret, is it?
It's big for a ferret, wouldn't it?
Because it looks like a red gun. Well, you see the figure standing behind it there.
Yeah.
It is red.
Yeah.
It's got a red gun. And that may be a ferret because you can see a wheel there.
Well, like I said, look at the figure behind it, how tall he is. He's standing a good bit over it there, see?
Yeah.
Like
this is the picture next picture that I like. This helmet being buried. Y'all see it?
Yeah, it
definitely looks like some fangs on the front of that helmet.
Does, doesn't it?
Well, see there?
Oh, definitely. Iron Grenadier helmet. What do you bet?
Definitely looks like a spine going down the top of the helmet.
Yeah, some fence or something, yeah.
Yeah. So, then you got other pictures with other little cookies, as we like to call them, in it. Let's see.
You think that's an Iron Grenadier helmet?
Possibility. I don't know. That is definitely a bike helmet for a ferret, to me.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Because you can see that definitely looks like a ATV helmet.
It kind of does, doesn't it? Yeah.
But then you got the visor with the fangs coming down on it and stuff. So
they're cool.
So are we going to get a ferret driver?
Oh, I don't know. Good question.
I just love this thing, guys. I really do.
It's awesome. This thing everything comes off of this thing.
Yeah, the winch works. The shovel comes off. It's going to be
the awesome. Engine comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be awesome.
The shifter moves. I mean, this thing is really, really, really well done. The tires are directional.
Yeah. And they have shocks.
Yes. Yep.
So, that's fantastic, too.
Yep.
I got several pictures. My only thing is this helmet.
It is weird.
Getting all these helmets like this.
Steel Brigade.
They want us just to troop build them guys like crazy.
I guess, yeah.
And look at the detail. The detail is amazing. Did we lose John?
Not sure. I think we might have.
He's there somewhere. But anyway.
He'll pop back up.
Yeah, the detail. Look at the computer system there. That is awesome to me.
This is fantastic. And I got to say, before launch, there was a couple of us talking about guessing on price. And I got to say, it came in just a tad higher than I was thinking by like $10. But I have to tell you, after seeing it, it's worth it.
Yeah, I was right on the 90 mark with it. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, me too. But you know what? We're getting a $25 figure with it too, which I really wasn't calculating into the cost. So,
either really.
Yeah, so it's definitely worth it. Well worth it.
Yeah, definitely. And then here's the.
Oh, nice. Who's that? Who dat
in the background?
Who dat?
That definitely looks like a Stinger driver to me.
Who dat? That's some odd colors, ain't it?
Well, you got the gray pants, and you got either dark blue stripes.
Yeah, it's a darker mask. Something
black
red.
mask. I'm thinking Stinger driver.
Yeah,
you got a Stinger sitting right here.
It's true. Yep. And they have to have something to pull that SMS with. So.
Yep. So to me that's a Stinger. And then there's the
box. Yeah.
The box.
See, that is definitely a ferret.
Right there. And the helmet. See the helmet?
Yeah. Yeah, there it is.
See the fangs on the helmet?
Fang on it, yeah.
With the little spine on the top.
That's a ferret.
That's got to be a ferret. That's a ferret. And that's got to be a new ferret character for a ferret driver.
Yep, that's it right there. That's a toy too. That's a toy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. Very, very cool.
Reminds me of that old stupid Three Stooges poem, back to back they faced each other.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, where did he go? I don't know. Where did he go?
But I don't know if I got lost on just the vamp itself.
I know.
But this figure is
Clutch
amazing.
is awesome.
Clutch is amazing.
It's awesome.
He's just awesome.
This one's a home run.
Oh, yeah, definitely. This one is definitely a home run.
Yeah, it is.
So, that's just awesome.
I see a bunch of these hanging from the underneath of the dragonflies next summer.
Oh yeah.
in displays. Yep, that's the way that's going to be going.
Well, maybe next summer if we get the Dragonfly before then.
Yeah, well, yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, we're still waiting on our his, so
Yeah, well, that's
yeah. This is definitely a home run for me.
it's awesome.
All right, so let's get on to Mr. John there.
There he is. Yay!
Hey, I had a little incident. The cat decided to get up here and wreak havoc on everything. So
Oh, that's awesome.
built my Great Pico and
Oh,
No, not the grape.
Yeah. got all over everything. So
oh,
He
that's
didn't get in your eye, did he?
no, he's okay. He was well. It got a little on his cloak there a little bit, but
Oh no.
oh man, little Visine fix him right up.
yeah.
He might get pink eye from that.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, Vamp is fantastic. Hopefully everybody that wanted one got one ordered. So again, I gotta say, we did the whole members only thing for an hour, which to be fair is the first time they've actually done that in a while. So it was, get some for us and get some for a friend, and then it's still up for order. So everybody could have just gotten their own. So
Yeah.
it's okay, right? I mean, if you got a member to get it for you, congratulations, because you just saved on shipping.
Yep.
Right? I mean, seriously. So I mean that's still a good thing. Don't get me wrong. It's just
I got a member to get it for me.
yeah. It's like the Chuckles thing. We had the code scramble. Everybody got a scramble to get the code, and
Yeah.
they're still sitting up there open for orders, aren't they?
I believe so.
Yeah. So I mean, I got one for a friend in the group, and then had to turn around and ship it from here. So he wasn't, he could have just got, but who knew, right? I mean, we played it safe. So
Yeah.
especially with somebody like Chuckles, that had to happen. So
This is for those that haven't seen the box work on Chuckles.
yeah, you got yours right handy, John? I got mine right.
I do.
I
like the way it kind of interacted with the Viper strike team too, because you can see the picture down here of Baroness Tomax's Emmeett, and then on theirs you can see the small picture of Chuckles.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you can tell he made off with their top secret plans. And I like the fact you open it up and it's got the little cartoon in there.
Got the comic book, the comic.
The comic book strip in there, him, and then plus the picture of the figure.
Now I have to tell you, if we're gonna do the Easter egg thing, I want that helicopter. I mean, I really want that. That's awesome.
You know what the helicopter reminds me of? I think it's a nod to Lifeline.
It's a Coast Guard helicopter, yeah. I mean,
so I'm thinking that's definitely a nod to Lifeline because the ladder's hanging down.
Yeah, it is.
So I mean,
I'd take it.
I'd take it in a heartbeat.
I'd take it. Hey,
it looks like he's in Miami.
It looks like Miami, doesn't it?
Yep, definitely does.
Or he could be in Honolulu or somewhere, I guess.
Oh, well, maybe.
I guess we all got ours in this weekend or this week or something. Mine was sitting on the front porch when I got home yesterday.
I think, except for Timothy, his is still sitting in Wisconsin.
I feel his pain on that, man. God, do I feel his pain.
But you know what, guys? I saw a post from another member in the non-toxic group who lives in Brooklyn, New York, and his has been sitting in Wisconsin for, what did he say, 5 days, 6 days? So there's something went loopy with FedEx, I'm afraid, for there, because that just doesn't make any sense. But Chuckles got here, which is good. Yeah, I would with this shipping stuff. I think it's only right that Hasbro gets told about their subcontractor dropping the ball big time.
I tell you, it's not going to do you a bit of good because when my snow job was stuck. I complained to customer service, and they said that it's out of their hands. Once it leaves the facility, there's nothing they can do.
That's a shame.
And then when I contacted FedEx, it was nothing more than, well, we've not got the package yet. We're waiting on the package. So, I mean, I don't know who to believe or what to believe on that, you know. It's just crazy to me right now.
See, it was actually this past summer, early summer, we went through that stage where I was receiving packages before they were even ship notifications showed up.
Right.
And then that happened 2 or 3 times, and then all of a sudden I was getting, and I was blaming that on FedEx, but I got then I got notified from Pulse like a month after I had the figures in my hands, telling me, hey, your order's about to ship. Hey, payment successful. And it's just like, that was 30 days ago. I don't know where you guys have been, but so you can't blame that half of it on FedEx, that's for sure. But this is bizarre. Why this stuff is going to Wisconsin?
I don't know. Well, it's shipping out of Illinois and then to Wisconsin. I don't get it.
Nope.
That don't make sense at all.
Nope.
And there is definitely a facility right here in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh, mine goes right straight to Nashville.
Yeah.
From Romeo, Illinois. Right straight to Nashville, to Birmingham, to my doorstep. 3 days. That's it. Bang, bang, bang.
My Chuckles went from Wisconsin. Or no, it went from Illinois to Mississippi. I couldn't understand that one this time. The last time my snow job went to Wisconsin, then went to Birmingham. Well, now this Chuckles went from Illinois to Belden, Mississippi, to Olive Branch, then to here.
Something's weird with FedEx's system. I can't imagine why that's a waste of resources, isn't it?
It is.
Really?
Yeah, it's hard to get someone at FedEx to speak to you for real. They try to do all that animated stuff.
Yeah, that I believe.
John, what you got there, buddy?
I got Chuckles. I got the Crips and Stripe team with the, like I said, I had to say this is probably one of the best packagings that they've done, and because it looks like the briefcase even got the number on the bottom. Where'd it go? Number 82.
82. Boy, these numbers are all messed up, aren't they?
Oh yeah, because Chuckles. Chuckles is 75.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like Buzzer, I think was 106 or something like that. And I guess most people probably saw it on the news feeds and all that, but it's got the magnetic.
Yeah.
Nice block there. And like I said, there's your the other side of the camera. So it's got Baroness and Zaymont, and it's got you can see Chuckles down here walking away with the with a briefcase. As they're all screaming like no. You see Tomac's kind of giving him, we're gonna get you,
Yeah, right. Chuckles is like, yeah, sure. Have fun with that.
And you got two different things here. You can open it up and it looks like you got a bunch of gold bars, or you can flip it over and it actually looks like you got schematics on the bat. I'm assuming because it's got a picture of the bat and some detail there. I don't know if you can see that. Get over this way. It's kind of a big box.
Nice.
Yeah. It's a very nice box.
Yeah, and I like the figures. Of course, I didn't take the figures out, but they were in there, and there's accessories and all this, and these little things underneath them, where you just pull it out. Yep. Slide it out. So like this, the one in the middle is the Baroness's. So it just kind of pops open, from the backside.
Mm-hmm.
And you got all of her stuff. So I like she's got the double jointed elbows, which a lot of people complained about. The first one didn't have the double jointed elbows. So now you got them. She can, do all her extra posing and all there. I love the finish on the chest plate with a Cobra emblem. And
Yep.
I don't have the best lighting in here, but it is awesome the way it just, I mean, it's shiny and come out really well. I got the tinted glasses on her. They're kind of got a yellow tint. Kind of, I thought that would go better with the gold. I mean, a lot of people don't like the gold guns and all that, but I mean, that's, I'm fine with it. It's no big deal to me. The gold and silver trim and all. Like I said, it's supposed to be reminiscent of the 2002 convention set.
Mm-hmm.
And it pretty is spot on with it. You got the extra head with the round rim glasses, which I plan on putting on one of the regular Baronesses.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this has got with the hair, her hair flowing out to the side. And you had the other head that's got the mask. I was kind of disappointed that there was only 2 sets of hair though, so you can't really, because it's got the place where the hair fits on it, so it would kind of look odd.
Oh yeah.
You could have it wouldn't be so bad bald, but it's not exactly bald. It's got
Right.
indenture for the hair because of hair. Now I will say the glasses are really hard to get on and get them straight because you have very little room between her hair and her head.
Mm-hmm.
And even on this one, I had to kind of prise in there, so I'm not going to take it back off because it takes forever to get in there. But
can you put the glasses on and then the hair?
I tried that, but when you go to stick the hair on, it pushes the glasses right back off.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but you can get it in there. I don't. The only thing is kind of, well, of course they give her that snake gun, which I really don't. I mean, yeah, I guess it's a cool looking gun, but why?
Super practical. That's super practical.
But
that's the cool thing about all of this. You know what? If you don't like it, leave it in the box.
Exactly.
She
got 2 machetes.
Same as the movie figure, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But she's got the and it's a shame. I think I'd rather had her where she could put the machetes on the back instead of the guns. But this is kind of I think the belt from the general release and not the movie figure. The movie figure is one that had the machetes in the back, if I remember right. It'd been nice. Maybe they'd had, which I guess you could stick the machetes in the side there. But it'd been nice if they maybe had added a little hooker or something to put the machetes on.
Right,
but anyway, then she come with 2 Uzis, 2 gold Uzis.
Yay! Anybody
24
say
karat gold.
Manuel Noriega?
And they had, two reds or 2 crimson silencers to go on them, which I don't know. That kind of looks a little odd.
Oh, they're red hot.
Yeah, I think it'd look better if I just went ahead and made it all gold, or maybe I don't know.
I mean, black would be better.
Or black, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you've ever grabbed a hold of a hot can, you'd know why they're not gold. So,
Right.
This is probably how I'm going to display her anyway, with just the 2 pistols. So
yeah,
and I don't know, who knows. So yeah, that's what she come with. I mean, she come with a ton of accessories. She come with, like I said, 3 heads basically, 2 sets of hair. Tomax and Emmeett pretty much just come with the what they came with in the single packs.
right.
I don't think. Let me see. Before I tell a story, let me check. I can't remember now because it's been a few days since I opened it. Yeah, so I mean they can hold all their accessories. There's no additional accessories for them. And they got the same, the guns with the red tips, the 2 knives, and that's basically it. I do really like the stands. I think the gold stands, and what I like is, look, they actually put their names on them.
Yeah, nice.
I wish they'd have done that with the retro carded ones. They're just solid black. They don't have it's kind of like the 25th anniversary style figures. They all had their names on them.
Yep. Yeah, Pimp Daddy Destro, right?
Yeah. Destro would probably go good with this, the Pimp Daddy Destro. Or Profit, what is it? Profiteering or whatever.
Profit Director. Is that what it was?
Profit Director, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. The figure I refused to buy.
And they did make Emmeett's scar a little more noticeable.
Okay, yep.
It's I guess crimson. It's more redder and or more reddish, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. I really love the gold bases. I think really are a nice little touch to it. But
very cool.
But yeah, pretty good. And like I said, now all I got to do is just get me 12 of the Crimson Vipers, and it'll be like having the convention set blown up.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you can find them at $5 a piece,
Yeah.
that'll be awesome.
I got 4 right now. I'm probably going to just leave it at 4. I'm gonna because I got 4 of the Crimson Bats, so I'll probably have 4 of the Crimson Vipers and just leave it at that. That'll be their army. But who knows? Hey, if they do show up at $5 later on, yeah, I might get some more of them.
Yeah, you never know. You could alternate the silver and the black masks. If you can't get, 12 of one, you could get 6 of both and just alternate them. That might kind of look cool.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm gonna see how the Alley Vipers fit in with them too. The Crimson Alley.
Yeah, yeah, that might be cool too, right?
Even though I only got 2 of those, I canceled some. I had 3 ordered through Walmart's website, and I canceled those, but I can't seem to cancel the ones from Hasbro. So I guess I'm getting those regardless.
Yeah, but you know what? If you were to do like a Delta Wing setup where you got Baroness and the twins, and then a line going back, if you just had 2 of the Alley Vipers right behind the twins.
Right.
Like they're definitely blockage. You could start with Vipers, couple of Vipers, and then just have, Crimson Guardsmen after that for a decent line. Yeah, it would look cool, I think.
Yeah, I think so. So big jump there because he was 75 and they were 82. So there was quite a jump there.
I think something. I don't know if all of these things came out of the same factories or not, but there's something really weird that has happened with the numbers, because the last 40, right, guys, 40 or so have been all over the place. They're just no rhyme nor reason to when they were released. I'm looking at the Trouble Bubble 79.
Yeah.
Get this back in here the right way.
Really strange. Really, really strange. What was it? The Arctic Bat that was a low one?
I picked up a Tunnel Rat, and he's 83.
Yeah, I mean, we just got the Arctic Bats, 2 months ago? It's 69.
Yep.
So it's really kind of weird.
Yeah, I made me a spreadsheet, so anytime I find numbers, I put them in there. So as you can see, I got big gaps where you can't really see it on my phone, I don't guess.
Let me put you on full screen.
So I got
oh, there you go.
118 is Metalhead. I mean, he's way down there.
Yeah.
And then you got Mutt and Junkyard. Yeah, he's 118, and then Mutt and Junkyard's 113, and Clutch is 112. See, Buzzer come in at 106. They did show that the Hiss Driver's 99, the Hiss Tactician with the Ron Rudat signature, they made it 100 for that purpose,
right,
to sort of a nod to him, and then the Hiss Gunner's 101. But yeah, I mean, I've got them all down through 93 and 94. I don't know what those 2 are, if they've even been announced or if there's something we're waiting on in 96. So, and Nunchuck is number 80. So I've got everything 1 through 79. I'm missing Nunchuck for 80, and then after I get Nunchuck, I'll have everything through 85.
So who was Hawk?
Hawk,
unknown.
I don't have him down here. I'm sure somebody's probably got a picture with a box on there. I don't have Hawk on here yet. I thought I put Hawk on here.
We're getting what? We're getting Airborne.
Yeah, and see the Dragonfly. I mean, I don't know. Exactly. They'll probably be numbered further on down the line, I would think.
Well, maybe.
You think
Helix, cool.
So yeah, I imagine probably. Well, Buzzer was 106, so that means probably Hawk, Ripper, and Helix, and who was the 5th one?
Quick Kick. No, not Quick Kick. Shockwave.
Shockwave, yeah. So they'll probably
Helix is 104. Helix is 104. Shockwave is 105. Buzzer is 106.
Hold on, let me update this while you're telling that. So Helix is 104.
Helix is 104. Shockwave is 105. It tells their numbers on Hasbro Pulse.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That's
it
where
does,
that's
doesn't
where
it?
I
Yeah.
got a lot of these at.
Yeah.
I just hadn't been back on. I hadn't updated my list since I put Clutch and Mutt and Junkyard Metalhead on there the other day, but I hadn't got on there and looked the other ones up.
Yeah. Buzzer
Fill 'em in.
106. Night Horse Tunnel Rat is 107.
That's one. Yeah.
Shadow Tracker is 108. Wolf Spider is don't have a number. And then the Vamp with Clutch is 112.
So 102, 103's got to be Ripper and Hawk then, right?
Yeah, Ripper is 102. Hawk is 103.
Yeah.
And the retro carded are not numbered, right?
Not numbered, no.
Because there's been 6 of those, right?
Yes.
There were 3 waves of 2.
8.
So
Or,
there's
no, 8 of them. 8 of them. Right.
8 of them. 8 of them.
You had Baroness, Lady J,
Oh yes, yes.
Unho, Destro,
Yeah.
Zartan, Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, and Crimson Guard.
Yeah, so you're right. Yeah, there was 8 sets, 4 sets of 2. Sorry, there's 8 in total. Now, see, that's going to be interesting with the retro cardback line being. I wonder if they'll start numbering those, the newer ones, because those are going to be new figures, right? I mean, a retro Scarlet is not going to be the same Scarlet. Retro Duke is not going to be the same Duke. So,
Right.
maybe numbered.
We're just hearing the same thing about Hiss. It's
Yeah.
hit the States.
Yeah. I got a feeling because they done the unboxing of the Hiss, then that means it's probably fixing to start shipping.
I agree with John too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in November. And you know what? Right out of the blue, as of London Comic Con, yesterday we got the new pre-orders coming. On Halloween, Tuesday, which I still don't have a time for. If anybody has a time for that, can you let us know?
I didn't see a time for them.
I didn't either, which is kind of odd. So you know what? We may get
probably 10 or 12.
Yeah, probably. We may
Likely.
get an announcement on the Hiss when that pops up, when those pre-orders pop up. I don't know. It
really would be nice if they would give at least a monthly update or every couple of months. Just say, hey, it's in production or it's here. Just kind of let everybody know. I mean, we spent that kind of money on it. They could at least give us updates on it.
You know what? I'll say this. I think this in a weird way actually may work to our benefit next year with the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly may move quicker now.
Yeah.
That they got over some learning bumps here with the Hiss. And maybe. I mean, I'd love to see that Dragonfly in June. I would really like to have that in my hands in June.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
love to see it before the next one hits.
I think that's only fair. I think that's a good point, Shane. Isn't it only fair that we get the first one before you get us for another one?
Right.
I mean, I think that's a good point.
I mean, we're supposed to have the Hiss at the beginning of the fall.
Yeah.
When we first started going with the funding and everything, they said it would ship at the beginning of fall.
Yeah.
And here we are getting to the end of fall, about to hit winter.
Yeah.
In just a few weeks and nothing.
And the if I ain't mistaken, the Sentinel and Galactus both went off right at I think August 31st is when the funding stopped, and October of the next year is when both of them ship. So you're looking at 14 months.
Yeah. Timothy says.
And so the Hiss ended July, so we should have got it in September.
Yeah, should have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which would have been the beginning of fall.
Right.
But here we are.
Well, I really would love to be able to have a good sit down chat with an insider that actually knows all about this kind of stuff. Because I guarantee you there's some stories behind a lot of this stuff. We were talking about the numbers a minute ago. There's probably a big, huge story behind that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, from manufacturing to shipping to, geez, there was a ship that bobbed around for 2 months late. And, you know, I mean, and I would love, the cool thing about the HasLabs is we have an idea of how many are being, we know how many are being produced, right?
Right.
We can go back and look at the campaign and it tells us to the number how many were made. Plus a surplus for warranty claims or something. But I would actually love to know what the production numbers are for general release stuff or other exclusives. I think that would be kind of cool to know, but I know somebody would get fired if they ever spilled the beans, but
oh yeah.
I don't know. The stuff always seems to get leaked the day before they do any kind of a live stream. So somebody's not getting fired because they're still there, apparently.
Yeah, well, that video showing up 4 hours early on Friday was pretty comical too. Somehow I think somebody got a little confused between London time and Eastern time on that one. Well, you know what? Maybe that's a good point, Timothy. You know what? Maybe that's like maybe that's more of a psychological marketing thing, right?
Yeah.
To trigger somebody's OCD.
Yeah, I am a completist, and next, you know, all these numbers is just killing me.
Well, I gotta tell you,
I had all mine set up with the numbers facing out, so I could
like
see.
A bookcase, right?
Yeah, but now I've turned them all around because I can't stand it.
Yeah,
because I cannot stand it.
That's an interesting idea. Boy, yeah, I mean, you'd get a lot of compulsive buys that way, wouldn't you?
Ain't no doubt.
True compulsive buys by triggering somebody's OCD like that. Wow, that's a good point.
Very good point.
Very, very, very interesting.
And then, you know, like the whole thing going on with the Ollies and Rosses and stuff. For me, that's great. But, you know, holding off in hopes that it's going to Ollies or to Ross or someone, as a completist, I can't do that.
No, because you've been collecting long enough to have been burned by all of that shit. Right?
Until you don't get that one figure you just wanted so badly, you will stop that crap. I promise you.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, I don't care. People can do whatever they want.
You know this,
but to me, I just can't do it.
There's another thing there, and I think you guys will agree with this. We've all been at this long enough to see not just one or two lines that we really love die, but we've seen well over 10, if not over 15 lines over the years die. There's something really sad about that for a line to come to an end. So, you know what? You can have whatever opinion you want, but I got to tell you, I personally, paying retail for everything when I see it instead of playing the clearance game or the markdown game or whatever you want to call it, I'm doing my part to keep a line alive and profitable. You understand what I'm saying? And we've all heard it, but, you know, I'll give you an example. When I was selling guns, the gun manufacturers came up with what they called MAP, which is minimum advertised pricing, which means they give you the spiel and you side contracts. Let's say you want to sell Smith & Wessons. Well, Smith & Wesson tells you what you can sell that product for. And if you get caught selling it for less than that, or specifically advertising it as less than that, you will not ever be allowed to sell that product again because they consider it to be devaluing the product.
Right.
This what's going on right now at Ollie's and Ross and Marshall's and wherever else this stuff is showing up. It's the same thing. The product is being devalued, and you know what? That has a psychological effect on buyers sooner or later. And this is how lines die. So I pay retail. I don't play the clearance game because I want this to last. That's and let's face it. I'll go ahead and say it. if money is a concern for you as a collector, you shouldn't be collecting.
Right.
Right? This is supposed to be about disposable income. And if your disposable income to collect $25 figures is only $5, you're in the wrong racket. Go back to Hot Wheels or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I don't mean to be rude, but get into Pokemon. $5 a pack, right? Everybody's happy.
Have you bought Pokemon cards lately?
Yeah, Silas gets $5 a pack. We don't get the 50, 60, 80, 90, $1 million.
But
my
Corey has a
GameStop
good point
membership.
here, though, y'all. Corey says that he thinks the
I do too.
discount store thing will end in 2024 because of the backup due to COVID. I think he's got a point there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think COVID threw everything so far off that they really couldn't tell what sell, because you remember the Cobra Island figures, they put out a few and everybody bought them up, nobody could find them, so then they produced more, and they were trying to figure out, and I think COVID made it harder for them to figure out exactly how many to produce. So like the Zorana Dusty Wave, they ended up way overproducing it. And I think they will start adjusting and they'll stop making as many.
Yep.
And when they start doing that, that's when you stop seeing them show up on discounts.
Yep. I posted that thing a week or so ago that insider had said that in an interview that these figures were production guesses. Now they know that those were overproduced and it's been adjusted.
Well, look, they've done it in the past. Like, remember the DVD sets, the first couple of them with the 25th style, they overproduced, and then the one that had who was it, Alpine, and the one that had I think it was the one with Quick Kick, ended up on the aftermarket being like $100 because they cut back the production because the other ones didn't sell as many.
Right.
And that's the name of the game, supply and demand.
Back to the Cobra Island first wave of that, they were still sticking their toe in the water on that stuff.
They were.
So, they weren't producing because they still wasn't sure.
No, it's an old line, but it's a new product.
Oh, yeah. And also with COVID hitting at that time, that was a lot of reason why those were so lowly produced.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah, that's exactly right, Corey. That's exactly right. We've all done it. We've all played this game, but
yes.
Now, have I been upset that I paid retail when I find it on clearance? Yeah, but do I regret it? No.
No.
Right. So, and that's the difference.
You just get that, dang, I wish I would have waited moment, but then you think,
right.
If I'd have waited, they wouldn't have been here.
Yeah. But it's like John said, I can tell you this right now, easily 3-1. I have had more experiences where I wasn't able to or didn't get something and then turned around and find out it's 4 times as much versus didn't buy something and had it turned around to be 4 times less.
Exactly.
So, like I said, collecting is supposed to be fun. And if I don't mean to be rude, and I've been there, done that, guys. You guys have too.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't have the disposable cash for collecting, you shouldn't be collecting until you do. That's just it. See, well, I don't believe that guy about anything anymore. I think he's a professional troll. He's what the older folks used to call a rabble rouser, right? He's just stirring the pot all the time and if you look at most of the comments that this guy gets, he's catering to just other people just like him. They want to gripe and complain and
you talking about morons?
Yeah.
Complaining to other morons?
Yep. Exactly right. I like Artishark. He's short, sweet, to the point, gives you good, accurate information, and then goes about his business. That's that. So, yep. And you know what? We're all about, guys, let's face it, we're all about not feeding the scalpers.
Oh, yeah.
So you know what? Buy it when you see it. If you can, buy it when you see it. Because if you don't, you might end up having to feed one of them guys.
Yep.
So let's not do that.
Yep.
Let's see.
Well, yeah, I mean, anything's possible. I mean, a stopwatch is right twice a day. So,
Yeah.
And this line has died 52 times since it started.
well, yeah, it died yesterday. As far as last
Yeah.
I heard, it was dead now.
Well, it just died again.
We're not getting our vamps because the line died.
Or his because they can't fund us no more. They're bankrupt.
Hasbro
God.
just made $9 trillion on Friday on those vamps. I guarantee you.
Oh,
But the line
really?
died. The line died. Yeah, it's been. This wasn't a busy week, but this was definitely an expensive week.
It was a good week for me.
So that's good. I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping we have about a lull of 6 weeks, maybe here.
No.
Maybe.
I mean,
well, I don't know. The Shooter and the Alley Viper and the Mole Rats are due
November 2nd.
Well, I don't have those pre-orders up anymore. So
yeah, well, like I said, I got the 2 Alley Vipers that I can't cancel, and
that is still the strangest thing.
I got Shooter. I kept that one because I just ordered one of her. The Mole Rats I canceled, so I may end up regretting that later. I don't know. We'll see.
Those are still available too, right?
No, I think the Mole Rats
on Walmart,
out, but they'll come back up once they actually start.
Oh yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah. So,
but
because at the last minute, the orders will get canceled.
Yeah. One thing I like about Chuckles, I mean, of course, he's got a place on his back for his goggles or his binoculars and his tape recorder.
Yep, that's cool. Yep.
But everything else will pretty much fit in his briefcase.
Oh, nice.
So, I don't. Again, the sunglasses, just like Rippers, they're bowed out because it's that flexible stuff, and they don't really fit on his head. So, I'm not going to display.
Is Black Eye in there too?
Do what now?
Is Black Eye in there too?
Oh yeah, he's right here.
Oh, Chuckles Black Eye.
No, his extra head don't fit in there. His extra head, he actually come with an extra head. Well, actually, I take that back. Not everything fits in there. The lei does not fit in there, and it don't. And to me, it don't look right on his neck. I want it to try to look more like OG, so I left it off. He does come with 2 fists. It's got brass knuckles.
Oh,
on them.
Ding ding.
So and he does have the. And I don't know. Every time I look at this head, I think Alfred E. Newman from Mad Magazine.
It kind of does with the splitting the teeth and
with a missing. Maybe if they'd have done it without the missing tooth and without the grin. I guess he was supposed to be grinning because he got one over on the Crimson Twins and Baroness, but it just kind of looks goofy, And if you look at the one on the box, I mean, he's not missing the tooth. He's got the black eye and the busted nose.
Yeah.
But if it looked more like that, but this just looks. To me, this just looks a little too cartoonish. To me, I don't know.
It's a bit of a. If you remember what he was like in the movie, I mean, he didn't even have a speaking part. He was like hyper serious, Mr. Stoic, tank of a human being, and now you get that version of him, he's just a goofball. He's having fun. He's getting by with the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
The tape recorder is Sound Blaster and Decepticon, from what I read. Really?
No, it's not blue. It's black. Everybody is wanting to try to connect it to the Transformers because of the series, but
comics.
I think it's just a simple tape recorder. I think because he's supposed to be into intelligence and undercover.
Chuckles was an insurance fraud investigator.
Yeah, okay, let's look at it this way. We know because of what was the Crimson Bat has series 2019 stamped on the chest plate, right? Mm-hmm. So we know Classified Series is now, right? Mm-hmm. Or comparable to now in their universe or whatever.
Yeah.
Why in the world would Chuckles have a tape recorder?
Right.
Think about that. He'd have digital, not a tape recorder. So maybe there's something to that.
Well, why would a transformer in today's time be disguised as a tape recorder when you don't see it?
Look, everybody knows the Transformers are stupid anyway. So, I mean, that's why. That's why, because
I think they done the tape recorder as a throwback to the 80s, is what I think.
I do too, but I'm playing along here. But
just like I think the helicopter was a throwback to Lifeline, or an homage, kind of revealing just get out Lifeline.
Yep.
I mean, that's just my theory, but it may not even be true.
Yeah.
So let's do the name.
Old school.
He was like a Miami Vice type character back when he was introduced in the 80s. And I don't know if you guys remember
the late 80s too, because of he was first introduced in the movie, right?
Yes, in the cartoon.
Yeah.
So
he was first in the movies.
Yeah. So it was I think it was a bit of a nod to Miami Vice, because Miami Vice was huge. That show was huge.
Yeah.
Tom Selleck was Magnum PI, and he was a private investigator.
Yeah, it was PI too, which is even earlier than Miami Vice.
Chuckles was an insurance fraud investigator.
Yeah,
I don't even think he was. I'm trying to remember if he was in the Marvel comics.
Chuckles.
Yeah.
Not a major
he
player,
was.
But,
like 1 or 2 issues there.
Yeah,
well, they pretty much. Every issue was different Joes because they were trying to get them all in based off the toys. But,
Chuckles became a major player in the IDW run, though.
Yeah.
So,
but now I remember having the Chuckles figure before the movie come out.
Oh wow!
I had him, Tunnel Rat, and all of them because when the movie come out, I saw Big Lob, and I'm like, well, who's he?
Right.
Nobody knew who he was because he didn't have a figure. There was no action figure of him.
But as far as being in the cartoon, that was Chuckles' first appearance in the cartoon.
Oh yeah. The
Jinx.
movie come out to introduce the 87 Joes, the 1987 Joes. Yeah.
What do y'all think about the $99 price on the Vamp?
Yeah, it's right on. Yeah, with a nice vehicle with a $27 figure. Yeah, it's right on.
Amazing $25 figure.
I was figuring 80 to 100, but then when I heard it was a Pulse exclusive, I thought, well, they might go 120 on it because it's exclusive. But
I still think they'll end up making it a general release at Targets and stuff, man.
I think that body, we're going to see that body a bunch of times.
Oh yeah. So that does bring up an interesting conversation. I was reading a post earlier, a couple hours ago, where a guy posted it. What's the odds of them doing the HISS tank without all the special gimmicks and all the lights and all that just for a general release? And they were pretty clear on the HasLabs that they're a one and done. That if you don't get it, you're not ever going. That's it. And that's what somebody pointed out to him. Said if they turned around and did release the HISS, even if it was toned down and had all that, then people would quit back in the HasLabs because I thought, well, we'll just wait for it to come out general release and get a lot cheaper. And so
all your big vehicles are going to be HasLabs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I don't think now. Does that mean they might do a crimson HISS or a blue HISS toned down with all the stuff? I don't know. If they do, I bet it's probably still going to be a Pulse exclusive.
Yeah.
See, yeah, that's guys. I really, most of you guys that talk with me outside of the group page know my opinion that we're going direct to consumer.
Mm-hmm. I think so too.
I really do. So it will. If Pulse wants to turn around and do more budget friendly HISS tanks, like you said, a red or a white or a blue, I think that's feasible as a Pulse exclusive. If you just start dumping them on retail, or try to anyways, I think that would tick off a lot of people that just dropped a bunch of money on a HISS.
Mm-hmm.
We was talking about that direct to consumer stuff, and I thought a lot about that since we talked about that, and I was in agreement that that's probably where we're headed. But after seeing them give all these sublines to Target and Walmart, I don't know, guys. I'm very skeptical now of it because now you've got Night Force at Walmart's. And then not only do you have the Night Force, but you have all this like shooter and all them that's exclusives to Walmart. You know,
Well, Shooter's Night Force too.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. But then you've got
but
all the what is it? The zombies, mole rats,
that. Yeah.
You got the Crimson Viper or Crimson Alley Vipers going to Walmart. I don't know, man. I just after seeing that, and now we know we got Tiger Force going to be all up in Target.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, Shane, who's to say that Walmart isn't going to end up doing a major shift in their business model and going all direct to consumer?
I don't see that happening.
Target, in a way, Target already is, because like with Marvel Legends, there's one figure out of every wave that they'll only sell online. You will not find it in the store.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're. I mean,
I don't
but
think
the Night Force thing is. The Night Force thing is a little tricky because the Dragonfly is coming with Night Force Crazy Legs.
Right.
So what does that do to Walmart? Because guess what, Walmart? You don't get to sell the whole collection that you have an exclusive to because it's a HasLab.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know. Retail's tricky. I'm no expert by any means, but
I just don't see it going all full online now that I've thought about it, because there's just too many subsets going to these other stores, retail stores.
The thing is that these stores look at that floor space by the square foot, right?
Yeah.
And all of this stuff is sitting there collecting dust.
Mm-hmm.
And if Walmart can look at that toy aisle and say, hey, we can throw bath towels in there for 10% the cost and 700% the profit, eventually they won't have much choice but to do that. Good Lord, guys. You've all seen it. We've got toys that have been sitting there for 18 months at this point. How long are they going to do that?
Once again, that's due to COVID being backstopped. All this backstop being stuck out there in the ocean. How long was them shipping containers stuck out there?
Oh, tons of them. There's probably a bunch of them still out there.
Probably still a bunch there. I mean, I drove by Walmart yesterday that had shipping containers sitting in their parking lot.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, well, they're getting ready for layaway. And then my wife told me, no, they're not doing layaway this year at Walmart. So that's got to be product.
Again, yeah.
That's got to be product sitting there.
Yeah, it may be product waiting to be sent back.
Or it could be that.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell, isn't it? It's really screwy.
They went direct to customer with the Valor versus Venom Spy Troop type figure, the new O-ring figures.
Yeah,
they ended up going direct to customer, and it lasted a year and a half.
Yeah, something like that.
And then they come out with the 25th anniversary, and that kind of took off. They sold so well. But again, the 25th anniversary, just like the 6-inch line, they mainly paid homage to the OG stuff, and that's why it sold. I think the Valor versus Venom and all that, if it'd been more OG based, it might have ran longer, or it might have not have went to direct to customer. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
Corey wants me to tell you about the Walmart and Russellville toy aisle. My best word for it is sad.
Yeah.
Because they have nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yep.
And it's sad.
Yep.
I see all these other Walmarts getting the Super 7 Ultimate Joe stuff in. I don't see it happening at my Walmart.
I swear it's a management thing from store to store, because, man, you see some of these guys that'll post over and over and over again the same Walmart, wherever it is they happen to live, that just getting all the new stuff and everything. I swear it's a management thing. I really do. Some are better than others.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, literally, stuff has dust on them at our Walmart.
Yeah. See, when Corey said the Vamp should be retail, I agree, but I guarantee you Hasbro had 0 takers. They weren't going to. I don't think Walmart or Target wanted them. I don't think they wanted to take the risk on a $100 toy. I would be.
They're doing it now anyway already.
What's that?
They're doing it now already with McFarlane stuff and things like that.
I think because they got burnt with the 25th style vehicles, they won't go back, because there at the end, they said the vehicles just were not selling. They were sitting on the shelves. Toys R Us, even Toys R Us. There, when the 50th anniversary come around, Toys R Us was the only ones that was even carrying the Joes. Right. They got the exclusives because nobody else even wanted them because the vehicles weren't selling.
Right.
And I think they got burnt by that, and I think that's a big part of it.
The really cool thing about this discussion is we're going to find out because, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's some funny stuff going on in the toy business. That's for sure. And
weird, very weird.
It really is weird. And you know what? Let's face it. We're starting to see the collector bug kind of lose its steam here because we're seeing an awful lot of whole collections going up for sale.
Oh yeah,
in groups and stuff. Because number one, people have gotten bored with it again, or they're not sitting at the house anymore because COVID's over, or they're flat out broke.
Yeah. I think so. This flat out broke part.
Yeah, there's smoking deals right now. If you have the wherewithal to take advantage of them, that's for sure.
Hasbro's turning out more now than they have in the last 3 years, and they're doing it right at the worst time because of the economy. I mean, nobody has any money.
Yep.
So now they're like, well, if I can't get them all, I'm just going to quit, and that's what a lot of people do.
Right. Yep. And that's the thing is everybody. Everybody. I think everybody mostly is collecting on credit right now. I mean, seriously. And what's going to happen when the credit limits hit? Yeah. Like I said, I think a lot of things are going to change at Christmas time because
I do too.
I really do. It'll be interesting. I think the story will be told by January to see what kind of moves they make on reordering. If I hate to say this, but if they even sell any of the toys that they've got sitting there now, because they certainly didn't sell any last year. So it's weird. It's just weird.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think that Sorceress and Jitsu are going to outdo Skelegod because them things have been on the shelf. Of course, Ollie's has still got a ton of Skelegods over in Gadsden. They still got probably 60 or 80 of them.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I ain't seen a Master Rush figure on the shelf in 2 months now.
Oh wow!
It's Round Man, Clawful, and Whiplash hit.
Now, wasn't it this
back because I did see Slush Head and the 2000 Skeletor.
So what's going on with that line? Because wasn't it like somebody had said, when Rick or somebody had said that the word on the street was that line was dead as of April 1st, and then they released a whole big spreadsheet of other stuff that was supposed to come out. Where's all that stuff?
What I'm hearing now is that the Masterverse is going to keep going, but the 5-inch line, the Origins, are going to basically go direct to customer. That they're going to just be online sales only. Well, that's what I'm hearing anyway.
I don't know. I ain't seen none of them in a while either, so I give up on that line.
Yeah, talking about the Marvel Legends. So the one that had the mindless one Build-A-Figure that's got Blade and Power Man, I'm hearing now that those are only going to be online sales, that they're not going to be in the stores. And that's odd. I mean, that's the first time they've ever taken a whole wave of Marvel Legends and not released them in the stores.
Yeah, I figured Blade would be a hot one too, man.
Yeah. Well, and everybody wants that vintage Power Man too. It's like the 1970s Power Man.
Right.
I got to tell you this. I don't know. I don't know if Marvel Legends is dying or not. I can tell you, and you guys call me nuts, but I'm telling you right now, after the ads that I saw this week, I'm a little curious about what's going on with the DC Multiverse line with McFarlane. I'm beginning to think that may not be something he wants to do again when that contract comes up again next year. Because he's branching out. He started the starting lineup stuff again, right?
Yeah.
He's doing the Dragons. He's doing the Dragons. He's got this new Pacific Rim. Have you seen those? The Pacific Rim figures? Each monster or Jaeger comes with a destroyable building. They're doing page punches of G.I. Joe. we're getting absolutely slammed with repaints from McFarlane at this point in time. He's got the DC license, but the problem is DC, the comics, is not putting out new characters or new expansive storylines to support a set of figures. Does that make it? You guys following what I'm trying to say there?
Yeah.
I'm really beginning to wonder if DC Multiverse isn't going to run its course here right off too, because it's looking like he's diversifying, right? He's hedging his bets elsewhere and really hammering home the repaints. Somebody posted that Supergirl figure today.
Oh,
that is a disappointment. That for McFarlane, that wasn't even a swing and a miss.
The head sculpt was great, but as far as the head sculpt, I thought it was a good head sculpt. But as far as the skirt over the pants.
Yeah.
Crap.
It doesn't make sense. Why do you wear a skirt over pants?
Makes absolutely that figure makes no sense whatsoever. And for Supergirl, one of the iconic, that got botched bad. And
did she ever appear in the comics that way?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because isn't all his figures based on a comic appearance?
Not all of them.
No,
most of them are, but not all of them. The only thing I can think of is when I first saw her, I thought maybe she had something to do with the video games, but the video game version of her is out too from those Injustice games.
Mm-hmm.
No, that ain't it. I don't know where that variant of Supergirl came from. I really don't. It's not Supergirl though.
Crazy.
Because usually on the back of the box, it'll tell like underneath their name, it'll tell like what storyline or something.
Well, I swear, didn't somebody show the back of the box, which is the same as the card, by the way, and it shows her with bare legs.
Yeah.
And the artwork on the back of the box. So it's almost like, we're not going to bother with that paint app. If that's the case, that's very worrisome, right? We're just the legs are all red or the legs are all blue, whichever it is.
I wonder if it was a goof up at the factory and they
all of them
painted them all solid for some reason.
I can't imagine McFarlane letting that go though, unless it was on purpose.
Yeah,
because he just gone. I'm not.
Really good.
I mean, you'd think,
he cares about these characters, but I'm beginning to, like I said, I'm getting a little concerned about the line because number one, the diversification. Number two, the overwhelming number of repaints we're talking about here. I mean, we showed that Joker last week. That's a beautiful piece, but make no mistake, that's a repaint.
Yeah.
And it's not a very expensive repaint either.
Right.
You see what I mean? To do a black and white figure of the Joker with some green highlights is pretty inexpensive when you're going to turn around and sell him for $40.
Well, they've got those two Blue Beetle movie figures. It's the exact same figure, just different accessories. You could have just put all accessories in one box and made it a $25 figure instead of a $20.
Yep, exactly.
But now you're spending $40 to get basically the same exact figure with just different accessories.
Right.
I mean, it's not even a repaint. It's the exact same thing.
It's the exact same figure, right? Yeah. And that, I got to tell you, that Blue Beetle thing is a mess anyways, because that Tim Gunn takeover of the DC movie, the DC extended universe, the media, the videos and movies and TV and animation, you got a pretty good size amount of boycott on a lot of that stuff at this point in time.
Right.
Number two, that oversized figure that they put out for that movie, that was never going to sell because the guy that directed and wrote that movie, he wanted to do a standalone Bane movie, because they're Hispanic and Bane is Hispanic, so he wanted to make a big splash by focusing heavily on Bane's being Hispanic. Well, DC told him right flat. Marvel told him, Warner Brothers told him right flat, you cannot have Bane. So he turned around and made the villain in the Blue Beetle movie a complete and total Bane ripoff. which turned off huge numbers of his fan base or a potential fan base for that movie. When they put out the first trailer for that movie, George Lopez's character says Batman's a fascist. Somebody thought that would be funny to put in an ad to promote a DC movie. What planet are you living on? DC is the house that the Batman built, and it still is. That character carries that entire publishing company, and you're gonna start making comments like Batman's a fascist and expect the fans to come running right out and buy movie tickets. DC movies, I think, are dead because of the idiocy that Warner Brothers and the idiots that Warner Brothers has put in charge of all of that. That's what's worrying me. McFarlane is probably looking at this. Let's face it, he's had 4 movie lines since he's had that license, and they've all flopped. The sales of those figures have been terrible. They pushed him to do a bunch of diverse figures. They pushed to do a bunch of Pride figures without calling it Pride, and no one bought them. Mm-hmm. So I think Mr. Todd might be kind of looking at other avenues to spend his energies other than DC Comics next year when that contract comes up. Honestly, Corey, no, I have not ordered the new Wonder Woman because I didn't know she was available yet. And I did not pre-order Lobo because he's $80 and I don't have any money right this second. So the good news is Lobo is still up for pre-order at Amazon. Mm-hmm. I don't know when the classic Wonder Woman comes up. I still have to get my Flashpoint Wonder Woman to finish my Cyborg wave. And I will try. The timing again, guys. Another $80 toy just before Christmas. Mm-hmm. That wasn't great either. So, well, see, and I've heard that too, Corey, that the Blue Beetle movie is bad because it's a bad movie. That I believe. I really do. Blue Beetle, Ted Kord, Blue Beetle is the Blue Beetle for me. The whole kid with the scarab stuck to his back, and it's half bad and half good, and I don't find it compelling. I find it stupid. Ted Kord and Booster Gold in the old Justice League Europe and Justice League International days with Giffen doing the writing. I mean, a lot of people hated it because those were comedy books, but man, they were funny books. They were fun to read, and Blue Beetle and Booster Gold carried those books through the 80s and into the 90s. And then we got to change this or we got to change that. And it's just like, okay, So, but I have not watched it. And I have to be honest with you, I did not like the Snyderverse of DC movies to begin with. I love Man of Steel. The theatrical release of Batman v Superman was an absolute S show. When they released it on Blu-ray and you got all of the cut scenes, it was 100% better movie.
Yeah.
The Justice League movie, I'm telling you right now, Warner Brothers deliberately set out to derail that by bringing Wheaton in. And then the Snyder cut of that movie is 4 hours long and is an absolute masterpiece, if you ask me. That movie is fantastic. The first Wonder Woman movie is awesome. The second one is a laugh-out joke, right? Wonder Woman 84 is an absolute disaster. The first Shazam movie was good. The second one, not so much. Aquaman was awesome. The second one, from what I read the other day, it's like a buddy cop movie. Juan said it's like Tango and Cash underwater. It's like, oh yeah, that's perfect. That's just what we needed. But I'm kind of on a personal boycott for the new DC stuff. I'm not interested. Yeah. I don't like Tim Gunn. I just don't. I think he's like an 8-year-old that learned a new dirty word and he likes to attach it to all of the people that he can. Right. You know what I'm saying? He's the kid that learned the dirty word and is in the sandbox with Superman and Batman action figures, and that's all they want to say now. Because that's kind of what he reminds me of. I don't like the guy. So I kind of on a boycott. And I don't know if Blue Beetle's good or not, honestly. I'm not going to watch it, though.
I haven't seen it and don't plan on watching it.
No. So
There's something I did watch today, and it was only because it's on Peacock. It released at theaters Friday, and it's on Peacock already. And that is the Five Nights at Freddy movies. That is horrible.
it's got to be.
Terrible.
We've been fighting with Emmeett for years over that video game because he's wanted to play it, and we've said no.
It is terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible.
I believe that.
Kids probably love it, but it is just terrible.
Uh,
It makes no sense at all.
That sounds like Napoleon Dynamite.
we watched.
Really?
Yeah, right.
No, you can't, Lord.
I remember watching that movie, and I'm like, and I heard
What?
it's a
that
great
movie.
movie. It's a
That's
wonderful
it. John's out.
movie.
Yeah, right. The animated universe is still okay, Corey. They haven't jumped the shark yet, but boy, they're getting close.
Keyword. Yet.
Yeah, we watched Insidious, The Red Door, the last one of those because Amy wanted to watch one Halloween movie. It's like, okay, so we watched it. I have to tell you, that was an absolutely terrible movie. It made no sense. It was slow. It was long. It was drawn out. The best part of the movie was the very end of it because at least the family got a happy ending after, 2 or 3 movies, whatever it was. But that wasn't worth watching either. Five Nights at Freddy's is a video game that is based on like a Chuck E. Cheese type restaurant where the animatronics come alive and are basically murderous, right, Shane? I mean, that's what the video game was about.
There are five characters on there, and each of them is a child that was abducted and murdered. And the guy that murdered them took their soul and put them into those animatronic animals. He was the owner of the Five Nights at Freddy's restaurant.
Right.
Yeah. That sounds like a real kid-friendly show.
It's been a hugely popular video game for quite a few years.
Yeah.
But that's what the movie was based on, and it was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, think of it like Chuck E. Cheese animals, the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics being alive and murderous, basically. So that's it in a nutshell. What was
you know about that crap?
Yeah, the Hello Neighbor was the other one, which was a very bizarre game that was marketed to kids. That was
no,
it's really not a ripoff of Chucky. It's an original idea. It's just terrible. Yeah. Chucky was a possessed doll, so I guess it has that in common. But
the game is different from the movie. Because, like in the game, all you're doing is trying to keep the creature from getting in.
You're right.
The security office, but the movie is more of a story. But it's a terrible story.
My wife and I still joke about this. When we were kids, when we were still pretty young, there was a movie that was called Magic that came out. Do you guys remember the TV ads for Magic? It was the ventriloquist dummy. Do you remember? The ventriloquist dummy was a killer.
Creepy looking.
Yeah.
And that was the creepiest TV movie that's ever been a TV commercial that's ever been made for a movie.
That was the creepiest doll I ever seen in my life.
Yeah. So Chucky is a ripoff of Magic, and Magic is a ripoff of multiple Twilight Zone episodes that involved the same ventriloquist dummy.
Right.
So it's all a ripoff of something at this point.
The what's it called? Toy Story movie, the last one that had the antique shop and it had the ventriloquist puppet in it.
Yeah.
That thing creeped me out too because that's who it reminded me of.
Yeah.
Magic.
It's funny. I can go upstairs right now and mention that. Hey, remember that TV commercial for Magic? She'll hit me and tell me to shut up. I'm not kidding. It still freaks her out to this day. It's been
terrible.
40 years and it'll still freak her out. So
Terrible.
Puppet Master was kind of unique for its time. I mean, it's the same theme, but what they did with it was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it went off the rails because it's like everything else. If it makes $2, they're going to drive it right into the ground with sequels. So, I mean, yeah. Let's talk about, before we get too much deeper here, I wanted to try to get your guys' impressions of the name-only reveals. And I want to do that Road Pig one first. Because I'm not sure what it was something that was said in London that somehow that it was a reference to the Sonic, what was it, John? Sonic Warriors? Sonic Fighter version of Road Pig?
Yeah. Which
he's got green and black pants on. I mean, I don't.
Orange hair, is it not?
Yeah, orange
instead of white
too.
Yeah.
I think his hair. I can't remember. I think his hair was white, but his shoulder pad was orange, and I think his accessories and all were orange, if I remember right. I'd have to look it up now. I can't remember.
So thoughts?
Yes.
I mean, I want a classic Road Pig.
I hate it, man.
I want the cinder block.
I hated those neon color figures. I hated them. I couldn't stand them.
Yeah.
But of course, I was getting out of the line then, but still, I couldn't stand them. Road Pig is one of my favorite dreadnoughts, which I love them all, but still, he was one of my favorite dreadnoughts, and they're just killing it for me on that one. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Which I do get it because they're making money, but I don't get that release.
Okay.
That name, that version of it.
See, my experience with Road Pig was from the comics.
Yeah.
The split personality, madly in love with Serana, Road Pig, right? So I would want that Road Pig. Can you guys answer me this? The name only reveal that we've gotten for Naugahyde, was Naugahyde a Dreadnought too?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I thought so. So
he was in the Dick version.
So we're gonna get Buzzer, Ripper, Torch, Score, right? Monkey Wrench, yep, can do that. Naugahyde and Road Pig before we get Xandar. Does that make any sense to you guys?
Not at all.
That
and
one
we'll probably get Zanzibar too before Xandar.
I want them all, don't get me wrong, but the way these things are being produced is very strange because and isn't that Sonic Fighters, isn't that a bit of a really out there reference for a version of a character?
Yeah, I can't. I
don't get this.
I wonder what store exclusive that one will be. The Sonic Fighter.
I think I don't even know what the reference means. I just don't. Are they talking about colors? They talking about some type of
little.
They got to be talking about the color scheme. I'm sure,
right?
Like Tiger Force or Night Force.
Didn't they have the little backpacks that made noises?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what the
that'd be cool if he come with one of those.
That's what the Sonic Fighter was referencing too. Was those backpacks that had the noises to them?
Right. Yeah, FYE exclusive.
I'm in the FYE one time.
The Collectors Club there toward the end done several of the Sonic Fighters in the 25th anniversary style, trying to get all the characters out there. The club was actually trying to make every character in the 25th style that they made back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Some of those got out several of them, and they didn't come with no backpack that made noises, but they called them Sonic Fighter, and it was the color scheme.
It was the color scheme.
So I'm pretty sure that's exactly what they're going for here on this, if that's what they said.
Me too, Timothy. Me too.
Yeah, I agree. I get all the marketing stuff, blah blah blah. But
hot topic.
So let's do the next. Let's do the next weird one.
Okay. Just for reference.
Raptor. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the orange hair. I just
Yeah.
So he'll fit right in with the Alley Vipers.
Yeah.
Maybe they have a surplus of orange paint left over from the Alley Vipers, and they got to do something with it. Oop, dog just fell off the couch or something there.
That's him without the gear on.
I don't see that guy. That's just. I hope not. I hope that was a joke of some kind.
I hope someone misspoke on that one.
Yeah. Raptor.
Yeah, I mean
That one is kind of odd, but I think
figured we would get him, but I didn't figure this soon. If that makes sense.
I just think they're going to read to Zartan a little bit because he favors Zartan.
Yeah,
just put a bird head
stuff. Yeah.
I think that's why they're doing him. They're going to do whatever they can do the quickest with the bulks they got without creating new molds if they can. So if they can turn out a Raptor before they create a new mold for another character, that's what they're going to do.
See, exactly. I'm with Timothy on this one. Yeah, sure, but now,
yeah.
Now, if there was ever a character that could actually be modernized in the classified line and be made cool instead of cartoony, it's definitely him.
Yeah.
Unlike somebody like Crystal Ball, which is just absolutely unredeemable. I don't see that. I mean, somehow they pulled it off with Dr. Mindbender, the S&M dentist thing. But I mean, Crystal Ball is a different. But geez, at this rate, we have to see him by May too, because this is just
for real.
Iron Grenadiers.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah. No, go
I
ahead.
didn't think Crystal Ball was too bad of a character. I thought he should have been with the Dreadnoks though.
It would have been a better fit, right?
Would have fit a whole lot better if they would have moved him. Because I'm not gonna lie, I put him in my Dreadnoks when I was a kid.
That makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean he just felt like a Dreadnok to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also Crocmaster. I also put Crocmaster on my Dreadnok too because I mean the Dreadnoks lived in the swamps, played in the swamps, and swamp. He was from the swamp, Crocmaster. So but yeah, he was cool.
I always paired up Crocmaster with Scrap Iron because they were kind of the outsider, real true military mercenaries. You know what I mean? Those guys would have been the ones sitting around conniving, trying to figure out what they were going to get out of something.
I agree with Corey's statement right there.
Yes. Yeah. That's very apparent.
Doing that. They're definitely
they're trying to keep everybody interested.
Yep.
Yeah. I agree with that.
And I've noticed with vintage collectors, it seems like you got one group that's 82 to 87, which that'd be the group I'd fall in.
Yep,
and you got one group that's like from 88 to 94.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's a split right there between 87 and 88, which I actually collected a little bit into 88, and I bought one or two figures from 89 before I really quit. But 82 to 87 is my go-to, as far as wanting to try to complete. And
I think the 90 was the latest for me. I bought something out of.
Yeah. But it's just funny. It's like you got two groups, and that's one on the first half and one on the second half, and then.
Well, it's because the first group started outgrowing them.
Right.
Yes.
Started getting into high school and stuff like junior high.
You'd think you'd have a group that was kind of maybe like from 85 to 90 or something. You'd think you'd have, it's just odd that it's always those divided in those two, it seems like. I don't know.
Well, it's like the division between the cartoon and the comic guys.
Yeah.
I think this is going to sound strange, but I think the cartoon guys kind of gave up on the line quicker than the comic guys did. I really do. But I don't know. I may be wrong on that. I don't know.
Well, the cartoons, the odd thing is the cartoons, because the G.I. Joe cartoon lasted 2 seasons, the original one, and then the later on one, it ran 2 seasons.
I think something.
You had most of the cartoons 1 to 2 seasons is what you got out of them, I guess, and then kids' interest in move around.
Yeah, but the seasons were 50 episodes plus.
Well, to be fair, G.I. Joe had 2 miniseries before it went into.
Right.
Right. So, I mean,
and they were 5, 6 episodes apiece.
Right. But those were huge events, right? When those
Yeah.
miniseries came out. And then when the cartoon finally came out, that's where that kind of plays in. Like Shane was saying, we were aging out of it because it's 4 years just in, between the first miniseries to, the end of the first cartoon. That was 4 years. 4 years is a long time in a toy line. In the 80s, especially where we were kids. I'm older, but I was still a kid. You know what I'm saying? I collected well into my teens because I wanted to, and I didn't really particularly care. But I made it to 88. And then that was it. And I remember seeing the neon stuff, and I remember, all of that. I didn't have any interest in it. I think the next time I even noticed G.I. Joe was that P-38 Spitfire Sergeant. What was his name?
Sergeant
Savage, right? It had that Spitfire plane. I saw that in the store, and that really caught my eye because that was cool. I didn't buy one, but I mean, I think that gives you an idea of the span that I didn't pay a lick of attention to G.I. Joe at all. And when I did get back into toy collecting again, it was 95 when I bought the Falcon and the Han and Chewie, and then it just blew up from there. You know how that goes. So I didn't pay any attention to the 25th anniversary. I saw them, but I just didn't pay any attention. And then there was the movie stuff and everything else. And like I said, got sucked back in with Emmeett. But anyways, our memories from childhood seem 2 years was a long time when we were kids. Right now, it's like, where'd that 10 years go?
Yeah.
But, when talking about that stuff, it seemed like that cartoon was on for a lot longer than that. It's just like Thundercats. It's just like I looked at the complete series of Thundercats, and it's like, oh wow, that would be kind of cool. And it's like 2 seasons. It's like, wait a minute, that show was on for at least 5 years. No one, but it's like Shane said, TV seasons back then weren't 10 episodes; they were 26 or 32.
Well, Masters Universe 2 seasons, and there was over 100 and something. What 100?
Yeah.
Something episodes.
148, I think, wasn't it?
Plus She-Ra.
I can't remember. Yeah. And then you had 2 seasons of She-Ra.
Right, which I never watched, by the way.
I didn't really watch She-Ra until I got a lot older.
I remember the crossover. I remember watching that just out of curiosity, but I never paid attention to it as a kid.
They actually introduced She-Ra in Masters Universe.
It was like a 5-parter or something, wasn't it?
I think, or like it was. I think it was made like a made for TV movie that came on, and they introduced her, and then it was to kick off the She-Ra show, basically.
Yep.
And you had a couple episodes where Prince Adam would show up on She-Ra, and then they done the Christmas special, the He-Man She-Ra Christmas special.
I always thought the whole thing was kind of ridiculous anyways, that, Adam's parents seem to be nice, loving people, but he's got this sister over in the other dimension that's like, here, take her. I was like, boy, that's some weird parenting right there, Anyways, Iron Grenadier. Boy, Falcon really took us on a loop on that one, didn't he? The Iron Grenadiers, to me, that screams comic book tie-in, doesn't it? That's that storytelling stuff, and I can't tell you why, because I think it's probably because that's what the deal was with the Iron Grenadiers in the first place.
Yeah,
it was comics. That wasn't cartoon, man. That was comics. That was the big Cobra Island riff. That's where the Grenadiers came from. And you ended up with Dark Lawn and all those other characters that showed up in the comics.
And they were cool.
They kind of were. And I remember those first Destro-based vehicles. Those were very cool. The colors were, the blacks and the golds.
Black and golds.
But they were cool vehicles. They were really cool vehicles. So I'm actually excited for Iron Grenadiers. I'm curious to see what they're going to do with them.
Yeah, me too.
Well, even Metalhead was part of the Iron Grenadiers.
Yes.
Iron Grenadiers out before Destro. I don't know what you mean, Corey.
He's talking about the Iron Grenadier Destro.
Oh, with the gold helmet and stuff?
And I'm really surprised we hadn't got Iron Grenadier Destro, because to me that would be an easy repaint.
Well,
exactly.
You just change some of the, like add a harness or something to him.
And throw a cape on him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm really surprised we haven't seen that.
Yeah. What do you want to call it? The drape cape, the one-shouldered true cape that's only like shoulder length.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I think that's a guaranteed figure that's coming.
Oh yeah, if they're releasing Iron Grenadiers now, he's definitely going to come out.
And I think that puts Darklon on that list. Yeah. And what was the other one? The guy with the laser monocle.
Voltar.
Yeah, Voltar. He was on there.
I bet he's on the list somewhere now too.
It seems like him and Crystal Ball should go together.
Yeah.
Because Voltar sounds like the name of that thing from like the movie The Big, where you put the little card in it, tells you fortune.
Yeah.
You can't have Iron Grenadiers without Iron Grenadier Destro. Can't. That was his faction.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Iron Grenadiers. I'm curious about the Iron Grenadiers. I really am.
They'll do the Iron Grenadier, and then they'll turn around and do an Iron Grenadier Destro 3-pack, where you have 2 Iron Grenadiers and a Destro, sort of like they done the Vipers. You wouldn't say. That's my prediction.
Like the strike team, the Crimson Strike team.
Yeah.
The Iron Grenadier that had he was a pilot, had the solid red Nullifier.
There you go. Yes. Yeah, that's a cool name right there, wasn't it? Nullifier. That was an awesome one.
Then you had the Ferret was the driver of the Demon.
Even though he had Cobra Ferret, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Iron Grenadiers,
then you had Wild Boar.
Oh, Wild Boar, that's right too.
Yeah, he was one.
Oh, great time! Actually, great timing. Great timing, Shane, on that one. Tuesday. Mutton Junkyard pre-order goes up. And he is awesome. We all saw him in San Diego. Still really, really, really looking forward to that figure.
Yep.
Very much so want to see Law and Order next for a deluxe figure in that $35 price point. And this Metalhead, I keep on calling Scrap Iron, but it's Metalhead. I have to be honest with you, I know very little about this character. But that right there is freaking awesome.
Yep.
I think he should have been I think he should have been a 2-pack. I think Metalhead should have come with his grandmother in a 2-pack. Because you remember on the cartoon, she thought he was one of the good guys, and then she found out he worked for Cobra, and she kind of scolded him.
Was that the Dick cartoon?
Right.
Yeah, I see. I didn't watch that, so
I've only watched it just recently. I never could.
Cool.
I didn't get the channel it come on when it come out. I never could catch it. And plus, too, like I said, that was the time I was in high school. So
right.
Speaking of clear packaging,
yes and no. There you go. There he is. You just gotta love that. The good boy face. You're the good boy. The good boy. You're a good boy. Love it.
I love it. It's going to be
love it.
That's so awesome, man. So awesome.
Yep.
I'm going to miss the artwork though, and
I am too.
It's still on the back, right? Yeah. Or is it? No, really, It's not on the back, is it? Because they show no. Is it on the back? Because they don't need to show you the figure anymore.
No,
the biggest thing, my biggest thing is the ease of getting the accessories out. I love that you just tear the bag open, and dump them out.
The bag open,
yeah, I know that was pretty cool. It actually was.
And I wish they would have done. I wish they would have done the classified the same way they done Marvel Legends. Just wrap them in paper and stick them in there instead of putting them darn plastic ties on them.
Yeah, that was terrible. terrible.
Well, Iron Grenadiers. Look at that. He's packaged as an Iron Grenadier.
Yep. He sure is. I love being able to see the figures, but I do. Me and Rick talked about it several times. I wish they'd have put a flap on it.
It would be cool.
That
Yeah,
way
it
you
would
have
be cool.
the art, still have the
Yeah.
figure art and everything. Because we're not going to get many teasers now.
No,
like we have
that's
been
true.
recently.
Yeah, that is
We could
true.
have easily just
Do you
made
get
a flap.
do you get a picture of the back of the box?
No, I don't have a picture.
I
of
didn't
that
see
box.
any.
I
No.
didn't see any.
No,
I didn't
I
see
didn't either.
anyone show any.
Nope. Iron Grenadiers. I did not pick up on that before. He's marketed as an Iron Grenadier.
Speaking of which, just a little side note: if y'all watched the video of the His Tank unboxing,
I did.
they did show that the Cobra Commander is going to be on the new thicker card with the white border, just like the vintage.
Yep.
And his whole file card is going to be in English.
Oh, good.
But only his. The general release stuff they
yeah.
said would still be in the multi-language.
No, that's cool though. I just wanted to comment on something Timothy said. I would love to see let's call it a classic 2-pack, or possibly like a retro card back 2-pack of Quinn and Dr. Venom. That would be absolutely killer to see that. The Viper, I could pass on him probably.
Oh, come on, you gotta have the Viper.
I don't need the Viper.
He's coming at 9:00.
Yeah.
But no,
If
a two pack with Dr. Venom and Quinn would be absolutely killer.
If they're gonna go off in tangents to do like the Viper and all, then I want a Bongo the Balloon Bear.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
with a removable head, so you can see what was her Candy was her name.
Candy,
right?
Candy.
Ripcord's girlfriend. Yeah.
And her father was, what was his name? He was the chief. He was actually the head Crimson Guardsman, wasn't he? In the very introduction of the Crimson Guardsman, he was a scientist, but wasn't he Crimson Guard?
I can't remember. I'd have to go back and read it again.
They were the first family that lived right outside the gate at Fort Wadsworth.
Yeah.
And then Fred's family moved in after he disappeared. Remember?
Right. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
I'm almost positive. I got to look it up now, but I'm pretty sure he was one of the early Crimson Guardsmen. Cold Slither tour pack. Boy, that would be a wild one, wouldn't it? If you want to, that would do the numbers on that one. Be a $250 set.
Easily.
There's your HasLab.
Oh yeah.
And you know what? I'll say it. You do that in HasLab, it'll fail.
Oh, I don't know, man.
Boy.
You make a cold slither van, and then you add.
Oh no, it would fail in that shape.
No, you're crazy.
The only guy that likes. You're the
I'd
only
buy
one
20.
That would fail.
If you would do, because it was what? It was the three Dreadnoks and Zartan.
Yep.
And then for your tiers, you could have CoverGirl and Lady J, and was it Shipwreck that come on and that finished the concert when they busted them?
Yeah. And Snake Eyes.
Snake Eyes. That'd be your tier.
Right. Break dancing Snake Eyes in drag. You can put that.
Yeah, I still wanted Boy George Snake Eyes and
Timber
with a hat. The hat on.
You could have the tour bus from the other episode there.
And you got to have Shipwreck with a wig and the sunglasses.
Yep, the Timber with the wig.
Yeah.
You could do that. You could do the Snake Eyes that got beat up by teenagers. You know, that was always a great version of that character. Holy cow, that cartoon was messed up, wasn't it?
I want to know when we're going to see a Billy action figure.
Possibly as an adult.
And is it going to be with the bionic leg, or is it going to be the
both legs and both eyes, or one leg and no eyes, or what are we going to get? Right? What are we going to get? We could get the Storm Shadow Billy 2-pack where he mouths off to his mother and Storm Shadow slaps him in the head.
Yeah.
That's still your mother. That one always cracked me up too.
Who was that? See, that it was Billy, and was it the Hardmaster? No, it was the Blind Master that was in the Scrap Iron blew the car up, and that's what.
Softmaster. Candy, Softmaster, and Billy got blown up outside of Springville.
Yeah, and Billy ended up surviving.
Yeah,
Billy did survive, but lost the eye and lost the leg and lost what was left of his mind, apparently. Because, but no, that was the Softmaster that got blown up.
They could do the young Billy in the Boy Scout outfit with a assassin
44
pistol.
mag. Yeah. with a little bouquet in the 44 mag.
There you go. There you go. They could be 2-packs come with Baroness with a little.
The Baroness and Major Blood conniving over in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Destro. That's patricide. You remember those goofy lines in the comics? Those are always great. Oh,
yeah,
man.
Destro's the one that stopped him, wasn't he?
Yes.
Kept him from shooting Cobra Commander.
Yeah, because Cobra Commander was like, I'm going to, execute that. And he's like, wait a second. You can't do that.
I bet Destro slept on the couch that night after messing up.
I bet he did in his big old dank castle that weapons paid for. I mean, it was cool. I mean, Larry Hama did a pretty good job with, I'll say this, and you guys will know what I mean by this, considering the source material.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, the premise is a little off, right? He did a pretty good job coming up with over 10 years worth of stories and then picking it back up 10 years later and doing it for another 10 years. And now he's picked it back up again. Man, you can be critical all you want and you can dislike him all you want or love him right to death all you want. That's a level of talent that most people don't have.
It's hard to believe that last 145 issues, it didn't seem like it was just a few years, but the original run seemed like it lasted forever. But it was almost the same number of issues.
Yeah, but it's our perspective, it's our perception because we were kids.
Yeah,
right. We were kids in the 80s, not in the 90s, not so much in the 2000s. Definitely not now. So, yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
We're almost out of time.
Yes. Before we get off, I wanted to share a few things I picked over the weekend.
I got to get my sidekick in the picture here. So
I picked this thing up this weekend. I don't know if I showed you guys or not.
There you go.
He's wanting to check out the cake pan and see what kind of quality.
This is awesome to me, man. I love this. I've never seen a G.I. Joe cake pan, but it is definitely an 82 version or 86. And
yeah.
That looks like Hulk on there.
It is Hulk.
I think it is, yeah.
They actually come with a face, Hulk face, just the face you can put on so you wouldn't have to decorate the face and make it easier for making the cake. But this one didn't have it, but I only paid $8 for it. I love it. Great for me to hang on the wall. I picked up a tunnel rat this weekend from our friends at the Deep.
Nice.
I got to talk about him real quick. Love the figure, but let's face it, there is just too much going on with the bandolier, the satchel, and the pistol holster, and the handkerchief, the neck shield. There's just so much going on. It's just too much, man.
He's loaded down.
And then my machine gun here can shoot around the corner.
Yeah.
I love the figure though.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But the backpack, I hate it.
Really?
It's as heavy as he is.
Oh, that's not good.
And I mean, literally, the backpack is as heavy as the figure is.
He's a pack rat.
He is a pack rat.
Well, he had a pretty good size backpack in
I know, but that thing is just so heavy, and it don't stay on. Every time I put it on, 2 minutes later, it's in the floor. The night vision stuff is cool.
Yeah, it's modern. That's modern.
I also picked up one of these, the desert.
I got the butter pecan snake eyes too. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I love it.
It's pretty cool.
If you go back though, look, he had the holster.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
He had the scarf, the handkerchief, and he also come with a pouch. So
I definitely looked it up to make sure that's what was all on him, and it was.
Yeah.
But this Snake Eyes is amazing.
Yeah, it's a good one.
He's great. But this sword here, it's going to bend into a year.
Yeah, I know.
Because it was like that. I just stuck it in the sheath to.
Well, that way he can jab around the corner.
Yeah, he'll be jabbing. And once again, his backpack, he's got the bandolier that comes with him to put on. the grenades, and it's got a hole through the backpack, and that is literally all that will hold on the backpack.
See, mine was good too. Mine it wasn't like that.
I can put it in there, and minutes later, it falls off. They've got to do something with these holes, man.
Or gets a little nervous when you start pulling swords out and waving them around. He's afraid he's
Pull
going
an eye out.
to get his eye put out. He stays away from Red Ryder BB guns too.
Where's he at?
Hey,
But anyway, another thing
I will
this weekend. Keep your eye out for this, John.
I don't have it yet.
Yeah, I ain't even ordered one of those.
I'm
I'm gonna see if I can find one out in the
got
wild.
this from my buddy Mike at the Deep. Big shout out to them. He got them way before anyone. This thing is amazing. I love it. It's heavy. The figure itself is heavy. He is bulky. He's thick.
Nice.
He's what a snow trooper should be. You know what I mean? He's you can feel.
QC guys checking him out there.
He's a little
Make sure he's
in the waist area, but that's cool. Comes with a backpack. You hook the bazooka onto the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Comes with 4 missiles.
Is that same bazooka as bazooka's bazooka?
Same bazooka as bazookas. Almost the same backpack, I believe.
Yeah, it's okay though, right?
Comes with a snowboard. It's got the Cobra emblem on one end.
Nice.
It's got the snow serpent symbol on the back with some digi camo in there.
Cool.
That is kind of odd. I mean, how often do you see gray snow?
Yeah.
Now, if it had been yellow, maybe it might have been more practical.
If you notice, the figure has goggles.
Yep.
On like the vintage, but you also get another set of goggles to go with it.
Oh, to put on his head.
I don't get.
That's a little.
Does the
weird.
goggles come off the other one?
No, the goggles are formed on this one.
Okay.
These just set up on its head, but I mean, you don't. What do you need 2 pairs of goggles for, man? Anyway,
Maybe one of them's got HUDs in them.
Comes with this machine gun, which I just noticed.
Comes
with a vintage laser gun,
Yeah.
which I just noticed. Both of these weapons are in the heavy metal weapons.
Oh yes, they are, aren't they? Yes.
Notice that.
Yeah.
He comes with this little bitty knife that you have absolutely nowhere to put.
No.
There is no I have not found it yet anywhere to put it.
Wow, that's weird.
Comes with dual pistols, dual little pistols, dual holsters, one on each side. And then of course, I didn't think I was going to like this get up here. But
The wolf head?
Does he have the parachute?
he's got it on the front, yes.
Okay. But it's not blue though, is it?
It is blue. Everything is dark blue.
Okay, it's dark blue. Okay. Yeah, okay. What about the goggles that goes on his head? Are they dark blue?
They're black. They may be a dark blue. Yeah, they're dark blue.
Because what I was thinking in the original, the goggles that was on his helmet was blue, and so was his harness and back.
Oh yeah.
They are. They're a dark blue.
It was just a lighter blue back in then, I guess.
Yeah.
They made it darker.
And it looks great, but this wolf, I didn't think I would like that. The wolf get up.
Yeah.
But you put them black goggles on him, and then put the cape and the head on. He looks pretty tough.
Yeah. He's in disguise.
Oh, that's cool. I thought I was just going to put the wolf head on one, and he'd be the officer of the group.
Yeah. But he's in disguise, because they have big wolves up there in the Arctic.
Oh, absolutely.
They have them dire wolves from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. You ever seen that movie Mom and Dad Saves the World? The guy that played the principal and Terry Garr. The principal on Ferris Bueller was the dad, and Terry Garr was, and the rebels had the big bird outfits on, and he said, "We're in disguise," and he said, "You have birds that big on this planet?" And he said, "No." But they were in disguise. It looked like I was trying to pass themselves off as birds.
Oh, let's see.
Man, I can't believe it's done 9 o'clock. Wow.
I know it.
I will say this. He, my QC guy, he actually had a couple of different, he started to go, retro Marvel with either Spy Master or he thought about being a Hydra agent. One of the two.
Oh, anyway.
Hi, buddy.
But he decided on the black eye instead.
Timothy says,
Mainly because
shipping on the 2nd, stick around Wisconsin for a week, be here a week before Thanksgiving.
Come on, buddy. Come on.
well, that'll prep him. Being in Wisconsin around Thanksgiving, he'll be adjusting to the cold weather.
Good boy.
But I got some. I'm thrilled about this Snow Serpent.
It looks cool.
Dreadnoughts was my main line that I loved, and then of course the Snow Troop stuff was my second. I loved them. I just couldn't.
I bet the retro carded Snow Serpent will have the lighter blue goggles and harness and all.
This is everything. It's blue. You can look at it and see that it's blue, but it's definitely a darker blue than what the original was. And it has the joints for the forward and back joints and the arms, but they're not like the old joints. These just have a small thin ring in there, and it just covers up the joint. I don't know if you probably won't be able to see it on here. You see that little ring in there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Kind of
ring. And I mean it's got some good motion on it.
They're pretty much all of them are going to that now, aren't they?
Yeah.
I know
most of them have it's like a solid.
Yeah, because Chuckles has got that too.
Yeah, but see, his is solid. See how his is solid? This one is not solid. You can see that little ring in there.
Yeah, it'll pop out. It's a little bigger. I guess bigger because it's got a bulkier arm.
No, it's small.
Maybe.
You can see a gap when you pull it back, like right there. You see that gap?
Yeah.
On the inside.
Different.
That is just a ring.
I know the McFarlane figures are like that.
Yes, they are.
Because the what build-a figure was it?
But I love him.
Because I had trouble keeping that ring in there to put the arm in on it. What build-a? Oh, it was Beast Boy.
Oh, yes.
Beast Boy. Yeah. I was sitting there trying to keep that ring in place to try to get his arm popped in there, and it was.
Anyway, that was my fun.
No, I'm glad you got those. I ended up having to get mine ordered through Big Bad, and then they're still showing December. So I'll see. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'll get in touch with Mike and see how many he's got, and if I can do something in the next couple of weeks.
He didn't have any on the shelves.
How many?
He didn't have any on the shelves. He got with me about this coming in, and I had him put it back for me. So he may still have some in the back that he hadn't put out yet, but he had this one put back for me.
I hate to say this. I could use the extra month.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I really hate to say that, but I could use the extra month.
See, and that's what gets me is the troop builders being $35.
I know.
Deluxe. Because
that's why they went with the retro carded one too, though.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm thinking. Right. I'll probably just get one of those, and like Dave said, he'd be the officer, and the retro card would be the troops.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Boy, I got to tell you though, those retro carded, they make me nervous.
I can't find it anywhere, man.
I look at the carded figures already. I mean, I didn't, other than the first two waves, didn't see the other two waves, and I honestly don't expect to. I really don't.
I never saw the Zartan and Storm Shadow or the Snake Eyes and Crimson Guard. I never seen those.
They way overproduced those first four is what they did, and the fact that they'd already put those four figures out. And granted, I did like the color better on Gung Ho and Lady J because it was more the color of the vintage figures.
Yes.
It's still, you had those were peg warming already, the other ones, the classified ones, and then you put the retro out. If they would introduce them, new characters or new figures on the retro card, I don't think they'll have any trouble selling. But
no, but are they going to make it to the store?
yeah, exactly. You got to get them other ones out of the way to get something new in.
I just don't. I don't have a lot of confidence in that particular subline. I just don't. I just don't. And I really want that Retro Scarlet.
Well, at least
but
at least you'll be able to find them at Target and other places now because they're supposed to be general release.
That's a bonus. But I mean, we'll see, right? I mean, I got the gung ho because you have to have the gung ho in that blue.
Yeah.
I got the Baroness because why not? It's better than the one that came with the coil, I thought. And of course, I couldn't afford a coil, remember, because they were still expensive. Yeah. Now you can buy them for $40.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered the Snake Eyes and I ordered the Storm Shadow from Pulse.
Right.
I never saw the Crimson Guardsman. I don't believe I will ever see that Zartan. And I don't think I'll ever see the Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow in the stores either.
I saw the Zartan at Sasquatch Toys. He had one.
Wow, I didn't notice it.
Yeah, he had one there. I saw it when I was down there.
I know he's got the one from San Diego, which I really want. But cool. 908, gentlemen.
Yep. 908, guys. Time flies when you have fun.
Well, you know what? Again this week, I didn't think we were going to have anything to talk about for as long as we did, but we did it again. So
shoot, we always got stuff to talk about. We good at that.
Just a message. You know, you guys, those of you that are watching, you're bouncing in and out or whatever, you're watching later or whatever. The point, I think these guys will agree with this. You go, I don't want to sit there and listen to three guys just talk for 2 hours. The point is we're here for 2 hours every Sunday night to give you the opportunity to talk, not just us.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think this is the Shane, John, Dave show, you're 100% wrong. It's the Alabama Merch show. And it is, look, this podcast, this webcast will be what you make it.
Yeah.
Right?
We invite anyone that wants to come on to shoot any of us a message, and we will get you here.
So you know what? You got ideas about content? Then come on here and tell us that you got an idea. And I mean on here in the messages or on here on camera. I don't really care which.
This absolutely is free to you to come on here.
This is supposed to be for you. This is supposed to be for you to come on here and be able to interact with us. Get in on some of the jokes. Get in on some of the cool memories. Share some information. Share some opinions. This is supposed to be, both of you guys will agree with me, this is supposed to be 1,000% more interactive than it is.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
100%.
So if you say, I don't want to listen to three guys talk for 2 hours, that's...
And if you'll notice, the guys that do come on here and talk, we do get their comments out there and we do respond to them. That's what it's about. The other thing, I don't know if we ever specifically mentioned it or not, but this format that you're looking at, picture, that can be up to 10 pictures at a time on this screen. So there's plenty of room for people to come on here and interact and have a good time. Yeah. So you know what? Do up to 12.
There's tons of opportunities for everybody to come and join us and have a good time every Sunday night.
I would really like to the end of the year when we do our top 10 figures for the year. I'd like to see the screen full of people showing their top 10s. That would
look like Hollywood Squares or the Brady Bunch, one or the other.
Yeah,
right?
that would be cool.
Yep.
And we could do the whole 2 hours just talking about our top 10s.
Well, I just know 3 of my top 10s.
I guarantee you guys, you come on here one time, you're going to have fun. You're going to enjoy yourself. Yeah. You're going to want to do it again. And you know what? That 2 hours every Sunday night won't seem like such a colossal waste of time or boring. It will be, hey, I'm going to go on here and talk about this. We could use as many experts and as much knowledge as we can get, right?
You can watch it or you can live it.
Yeah, there you go. With that, good night, fellas.
That's it.
Happy Halloween, everybody.